Championship Wrestling, bringing you great wrestling action, sanctioned by the NWA, National Wrestling Alliance.
All right, welcome back, wrestling fans. The Legends of 605 here on the Nation Network. Tony Schiavone with you. And tonight, some of the greatest of all time. We're going to see legends in the sport of professional wrestling. Magnum TA will be here in action. The United States Heavyweight Champion Lex Luger is here. In our main event, we've got actually two co-feature events. One, the United States Tag Team Champions, the Rock and Roll Express, going up against the Russians. It's a non-title match, but anytime those four guys get together, you know it's going to be a barn burner. Then later on tonight, we are going to see the one and only Kerry Von Erich, the Texas Tornado, the modern-day Warrior, call him what you will. He'll be in action, and Michael P.S. Hayes is his opponent. We know the bad blood between those two guys runs deep, and we're going to see where it leads us right here on the Legends of 605. In the meantime, we're going to send you up to the ring for our opening contest here on the Nation Network. He is one half of the World Tag Team Champions, ladies and gentlemen, to kick things off here.
145 pounds, one half of the WCW World Tag Team Champions, Magnum TA.
Magnum TA, one of the most popular wrestlers anywhere in the world today. Joining me in the broadcast booth, as always, Stu Mayhem. And Stu, looking forward to some great action here tonight.
Oh, we definitely are, and we anticipate it will be a tremendous day of professional wrestling on the Nation Network, the real superstation of superstations.
Magnum and Dusty Rhodes have held on to those tag team titles for quite a while now. A lot of people have tried to remove them, haven't been successful.
Well, we talk about the Tag Team Championship, and let's talk about tag teams. This is January, and as promised, the tag team scene is about to explode real soon because the Crockett Cup is upon us. We are 2 weeks away.
Well, indeed, that is a night that we will all be looking forward to. Actually, a two-night event for the Crockett Cup. Open invitations have been extended to several promotions. We'll see who sends their best. It will be an incredible tournament. And we know the headline event will be, of course, for the Crockett Cup itself. But leading up to that big match, there'll be a break. And we will see the World Heavyweight Championship defended. Sting will be in action. We have yet to find out who his opponent's going to be.
Well, there are a lot of people that can make the argument and would make the argument that they should have a shot at the world title. We know the Nature Boy Ric Flair is not satisfied with what happened at the Clash of the Champions, and he'll be coming back for more.
Davish Noon right now drops the knee right into the chest of Magnum TA. Unloaded with a series of shots now is Tavish with a German suplex, really nicely done. Of course, no titles are on the line in this match.
They are not. Tavish Noon, however, is a journeyman wrestler. Has had some mixed results as of late, but that includes some major victories, and he can be a threat at any given point in time.
Well, you take a look into the track record of this man, you look at his resume, and then you just have to realize and understand how dangerous he can be. Very well versed, I beg your pardon, when it comes to the action inside the squared circle is Tavish Noon. Goes for the cover, gets a count of one. And now Tavish lines him up, drives a knee right to the side of the head of Magnum.
I gotta say right now, Tavish Noon looking like a true champion in every sense of the word. giving Magnum TA a run for his money here early on.
Well, one thing we can be sure of, and that is that Magnum's going to fight back, and here he is doing just that, unloading with a series of right hands. And Tavish Noon getting a bit of a wake-up call now.
Well, he had the early on advantage, but Magnum now has reached down inside, as we have seen him do time and time again, and now these two exchanging blows back and forth here in the middle of the ring.
Magnum draping that arm over the rope, leaving him wide open, and then coming down across the chest. Swing and a miss. Magnum has him up. Atomic knee drop.
And a big right hand as well, as Magnum TA right now is a one-man wrecking crew.
And there's a belly-to-belly. That might be all she wrote. Goes for the cover, hooks a leg, and he got him. No, the shoulder came up.
You can see the look of surprise on the face of Magnum TA. Normally, that would be the end of a match.
Magnum now stretching him out. Driving the knees right to the lower back. Magnum TA, of course, one half of the World Tag Team Champions, along with his tag team partner, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And Tavish has been busted open.
No, he got caught with that right hand, and now Magnum landing him with a slam right to the mat.
Well, we know injuries occur in wrestling all the time, and Tavish is going to need some medical attention to address that one. And now Magnum pulling back on the arm, trying to get a submission. Tavish is right next to the ropes. I'm amazed he didn't reach out and grab him.
Nice head scissor right there by Tavish Noon, showing that veteran experience that he possesses.
And now he's going to go for a chicken wing, but Magnum's in the ropes. The referee didn't see that. Are you kidding me?
Magnum had a whole grip of the rope right there, and the referee indeed missing it somehow.
Tavish going back to work now on the leg of Magnum TA. Goes for the cover. Referee sliding into position for two, and Magnum got the shoulder up. Good thing the referee saw that. There's a scoop up in the air. And now shoulder breaker, Magnum down again, and he really thought this match was over with the belly-to-belly. I think we all did.
Tavish Noon continuing the assault here ringside on Magnum TA.
Dropping that knee right down across the bicep. He might not be at the top of his game, but he's still a tremendous talent.
Well, they better pay attention to the official and the count right now, because that count is starting to get up there, and once it hits 10, anyone not back in the ring will be counted out and essentially loses the match.
And Tavish Noon going to try and get back in time if he can, and he just barely beats that count. Oh, tremendous uppercut to the back of the head. Now Magnum back up again. What a move by Tavish Noon. Going for the cover. This will be a massive upset if he can pull it off. He got one, he got two, and Magnum got the shoulder up.
That was awfully close, and I dare say closer than Magnum probably thought would be here tonight.
Irish whips him to the rope. Magnum back out front. Drop down by Tavish. Goes to the back body drop, and Magnum, what goes up must come down.
Well, gravity does not play favorites.
And now Tavish has got Magnum set up in the ring, and I've got to tell you, I'm amazed. Oh, nice move right there by Magnum to avoid the impact. And there's a belly-to-belly again. Can he kick out of it a second time? I highly doubt it. But he does.
I don't know what Tavish Noon had for breakfast, but give me a bowl of that.
Tavish Noon now out on the floor. Magnum a little frustrated perhaps with a suplex.
Well, not exactly what we would normally expect to see out of Magnum TA, but you're right. I think he is frustrated right now, and he's going to make this guy pay a price if he can.
This battle continues to wage on, and Tavish has Magnum up on the apron and drops him right down on it. Back first.
Belly to back suplex on the apron, and talk about an unforgiving surface.
Tavish now goes to the top rope, and Magnum is up, and he caught him.
Oh, he baited him in on that one, and Magnum was ready for it.
Off the ropes, back out front. Oh, nice move by Magnum. Went down low with the elbow and then came up high with a back fist. Magnum stomping away on the arm. He is fired up now.
Well, I'll tell you, Tavish Noon came here for a fight, and I think Magnum TA is ready to oblige him.
Drops him across the top rope, goes for the cover, and Magnum gets the win. As we welcome Cameron Harris live to the Nation Network. Take a look back at some of the highlights here, ladies and gentlemen, and this one was insane.
Well, we have seen great offense and just great performances out of Tavish Noon in the past, but I don't know that any of them were as impressive as this one here this morning.
Magnum unloading with a series of rights, lefts, and here's a belly to back, and he turned it into an atomic knee drop. And Tavish right there, it was a neck breaker. Looked like he might pull out the upset right here, but Magnum able to get that shoulder up. Belly to belly suplex. For sure we thought it was over here, and somehow he reached down deep inside and managed to muster enough energy to kick out, but that only delayed the inevitable as Magnum right here would go for the cover and get the 1, 2, 3. Your winner, ladies and gentlemen, Magnum TA. Big win for that man, ladies and gentlemen. And joining us here in the broadcast booth now at this time is the total package, Lex Luger. Lex, you are, of course, the United States champion at this point in time. What are you thinking moving forward?
Well, what I'm thinking about, Tony Schiavone, very simple. As the United States heavyweight champion, that makes me number one. That's right, Stinger. I am the number one man for that championship that you hold. So while there are people out here saying we don't know what to expect, let me tell you. Let me educate you. Let me enlighten you. At the Crockett Cup, there will be a World Heavyweight Championship title defense. And Sting, trust me when I tell you, you are looking into the eyes of the man who you will be standing opposed. And just to make sure that we settle this once and for all, just to make sure there's no controversy, I have gone to the board of directors and said I want a no disqualification match. There'll be no countouts. There'll be no disqualifications. There will be one winner and one winner only, and you're looking at him in the total package, Lex Luger.
Are you saying that you have already approached the board and that they have said that they will concede to these demands?
They really didn't have a choice now, did they? The United States champion is the number one, and I have proven that I am the number one. And yes, they have granted me my request, and there will be a title match, and it will be no disqualifications.
All right, fans, breaking news right here. We now know the main event that will take place before the finals of the Crockett Cup tournament. Right now, let's take a look at some of the newest members of the Nation Network.
Welcome to the Nation Network, your home for all things pro wrestling. From classic video games to the latest releases, we dive deep into wrestling past and present. Step into the ring with Legends Mania, where dream matches come alive as legends clash with today's top stars. Join the conversation on Wrestle Chat, our podcast breaking down the biggest stories and hottest events in wrestling today.
Leave an island unto my own.
And don't miss the voice of Ultra Pro Wrestling, Vince McShane, right here on the Nation Network. This is the place where wrestling lives, breathes, and never sleeps. Hit subscribe and let's run wild together.
All right, wrestling fans, we are back here for more action on the Legends of 605.
On the way to the ring at a combined weight of 573 pounds, Russian Hair Ivor Koloff and Russian Nightmare Nikita Koloff.
Ivan Koloff, Nikita Koloff recently dethroning the Rock and Roll Express for those United States Tag Team Championships, I beg your pardon. This is a non-title matchup.
Well, anytime you put these four together, you know there's going to be a war. We're talking about the Crockett Cup. Both of these teams will definitely be in there, and it's going to be one for the records. No doubt about it.
Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson, ready to rock and roll right here on the Legends of 605.
Well, while the titles might not be up for grabs, believe me when I tell you that Ricky and Robert have a lot that they want to prove. They want to prove that they are indeed able to beat these Russians, even though we've seen them successful in the past.
All right, this one underway, wasting no time at all. The Russian Bear, Ivan Koloff, has got Robert Gibson up, drives him into the turnbuckle. And now choking him out. Ivan to the ropes, back out front, and drops the elbow.
Ivan Koloff, of course, is a former world heavyweight champion, and he uses that experience. He has turned that into a very successful tag team wrestling career as well. A lot of those same skill sets will work. You have to have a different mentality for the tag team world.
No doubt about it. Look at Nikita Koloff learning very quickly from his uncle Ivan as he comes off those ropes and drives the knee into the head of Robert Gibson. And now Robert going to need some help. Oh, another one, man. That one really caught him. Gibson now set up. Nice move to get out of the way, but Nikita comes right back. And here's a roll-up and into the ropes. Robert Gibson trying to pull off a quick one there. Tag is made by the Rock and Roll Express. Here comes the double team, and nobody does it quite like them. Double clothesline, and down goes Koloff. Ricky Morton getting set from the nice move right there. I was going to say from the apron comes around. Spikes the knees of Nikita Koloff.
Well, that's a smart move right there. If you can take away the legs of Nikita Koloff, you'll greatly reduce his effectiveness here in the ring.
Ricky Morton comes up and a splash down across the midsection. Series of right hands, and there's another tag made. Quick tags being made now by the Rock and Roll Express. Robert Gibson comes in. Using those ropes for added leverage now as he works on the leg of Nikita Koloff.
Well, it appears that has been the game plan.
Big roundhouse right, dropping Nikita Koloff. And how about that announcement we heard just before we went to break? The total package, Lex Luger going to go one-on-one with Sting at the Crockett Cup for the World Heavyweight Championship, non-disqualification.
Well, I'll say one thing for sure. He's right about one thing. We want to have a winner, and we don't want any shenanigans, and this will guarantee that there will be a winner.
Big drop kick right there by Robert Gibson was right on the money. Will it be enough to get a 3 count? There's a 1, there's a 2, and Ivan Koloff came in just to be sure.
Well, the Russian Bear Ivan Koloff is not exactly discreet when he does things.
Nikita comes across, makes the tag, and Ivan down the legal man in. Drop kick down goes Ricky Morton. Morton bouncing the head of Ivan Koloff up, and now off the ropes with a senton splash.
Nice reversal right there by the Russian Bear, just grabbing Ricky Morton and hurling him back down to the mat.
Good job of cutting the ring in half right now as he brings Ricky Morton over towards his corner. And Morton needs to get back over to Robert Gibson as quickly as possible. This is not where he wants to be. There's a 2 count, and Morton able to kick out.
A lot of bad things can happen if Ricky Morton stays in this part of the ring. You don't want to be that close to both of your opponents when they are Ivan and Nikita Koloff especially.
Russian goes to the turnbuckle, and now Robert Gibson has a few words for Nikita. Comes charging in with a big splash. Nikita comes firing back with a couple of combinations and drops Robert Gibson, but this time he's in his own corner. Gibson with that drop kick catches the Ivan Koloff, the Russian Bear, as he comes charging in.
Well, once again, into the corner we go now. Ivan trying that bear hug, and Robert Gibson not going to have anything to do with it.
Back heel kick caught him right in the face. Tag is made. Here comes Ricky Morton. Morton up on the apron now. What's he got in mind? Over the top rope, it takes out the referee and Ivan Koloff together. Referee is out cold.
Well, sometimes when you get too close to the action, now Ricky realizing there is no official in the match.
The referee is down, Ivan is down, and Ricky Morton calling on the fans here. Now you have to wonder. There's a Russian sickle.
Well, normally Ivan Koloff would have gone for the win right there, but because he just got taken out and it's all there was no referee.
Tag is made, referee is back, and apparently the match will continue. Irish whip into the turnbuckle he goes. And there's that rock and roll drop kick. They got him with it now. Ricky Morton goes out. Robert Gibson goes for the cover. And Nikita has to make the save. I beg your pardon, Ivan Koloff making the save. Nikita almost got defeated right there for the United States Tag Team Champions.
Well, it may be a non-title match, but I'll tell you right now, the Rock and Roll Express aren't treating it that way.
Another Russian sickle. That one almost took the head of Robert Gibson off, but Ricky Morton was easily able to make the save.
Well, making a save may have been easy. The question is, how easy will it be for Robert Gibson to recover? Because nobody hits that sickle like Nikita Koloff.
Off the ropes, and Ivan timing way off on that one. Robert Gibson comes off the ropes, count him with a neck breaker. Tag is made, and now Ricky Morton is in there. Swinging a miss. Ivan has him up. Atomic knee drop.
Well, both teams have done a pretty solid job of countering the offense of their opposition right now. Double team by the Russians as Ricky Morton has found himself in the wrong part of town.
Off the ropes and they collide. Nobody gaining the advantage of that one. And Ricky Morton has got Nikita Koloff, but he could not hang on to him, and Koloff instead turns the favor.
Quick tags being made by the Russians, who are doing a good job of getting the fresh man in. And right now we'll see if we can do it again, because Ivan is in the wrong part of town.
Double team coming up here by the Rock and Roll Express. Sends him to the ropes and double elbows. Drops the Russian Bear, and he's rolling out to the floor, but Ricky Morton is right there waiting on him. Robert Gibson unloading on Nikita here on the apron.
Tremendous powerbomb right there by the Russian Bear. And now his nephew Nikita comes in as the legal man.
Shot to the midsection, and now look at this. What a move right there by Robert Gibson. Comes off, and a drop kick connects. What coordination that takes.
Well, indeed, and the Irish whip was reversed, and Gibson now crashing into the turnbuckle. And Nikita beating the life right out of Robert Gibson, while his tag team partner Ricky Morton stands there and has to watch.
Well, there's nothing to stop Ricky Morton from reaching over and making the tag, and probably would have been a smart move. Flying elbow drop now by the Russian Bear. Goes for the cover, thinks he might have him. Here's a count of two, and Robert Gibson able to come out the back door.
Well, we are getting to the latter points of a match, and that's where moves that normally wouldn't be enough to put someone away might have enough energy now behind them, because both of these teams have really pushed themselves to the limit.
Another save was made this time by Nikita Koloff as Ivan was in danger. And he realized, seeing his uncle that close to a pinfall, he wasn't going to allow it to happen. There's a tag made, and again the Rock and Roll Express get ready for the double team. Off the rope, back body drop, and wow, did he land. Ricky Morton, in the meantime, distracting Nikita Koloff at ringside, but right back to work on the Russian Bear. Ivan Koloff now coming up with a series of moves. Sends Ricky Morton to the corner. Tags Nikita Koloff in. And now the Russians with a double team down across the arm, and Ricky Morton feeling all of that one. Nikita sends him head first into the turnbuckle.
Well, Nikita Koloff right now is in control, and he likes it that way.
Comes off the, oh man, just drove that boot right through the face of Ricky Morton. He might need some help.
Yeah, there may be some dental work getting done here before the night is over.
Russian Bear now comes up with a big knee lift, and down goes Ricky Morton. Ivan Koloff to the top rope. This could be it. Nobody home.
Well, he caught Ricky Morton, but it wasn't flush. Now the question is, did he do an oven? It doesn't really matter because Robert Gibson comes in to break it up.
Oh, he's going with a bear hug. This is the move that won him the World Heavyweight Championship. Ricky Morton struggling to survive, and I don't know if he can do it much longer.
Well, Morton survived at least for the moment, but now here comes Nikita Koloff. He's in control, waiting on Ricky to get back up.
Shoulder off the ropes, down goes Ricky Morton. From behind, Robert Gibson just got a shot in, and look at the face. Nikita Koloff not real happy about that one. Tie up, and again into the corner we go. The Russians in control. Leaves Ricky Morton wide open for that shot to the midsection. Swing and a miss. And there's an atomic knee drop.
The Russians right now proving why they are the United States Tag Team Champions. I understand they just returned from a trip back to Moscow, where they presented those titles to the Prime Minister as a, wow, I was going to say as a sign of their superiority, and that's it. It's all over. Ivan Koloff gets the pinfall on Ricky Morton.
Right now, the Russians are a dominant force here in the NWA, and you have to start wondering what team is going to stop them. Who's going to take those United States titles back from the Russians? I don't know who, if not the Rock and Roll Express.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Crockett Cup is fast approaching. Both of these teams will be in it, but I've got a funny feeling whichever team wins the whole thing is the team we want to keep our eye on.
It was a back-and-forth battle, I've got to admit that, but Ricky and Robert had a really tough time, it seemed to me, in this one of coming out the gate. They had some great moments. They had some great tag team work that they did together. That one right there, Morton tried getting out of the way, didn't roll far enough, and he caught that leg right down across the side of the head and neck. And here we see Ivan Koloff finishing the job.
Here are your winners, Russian Bear, Ivan Koloff, and Russian Nightmare, Nikita Koloff.
And very impressive victory for the United States Tag Team Champions. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
He's American
Wrestling fans, make sure you join us on Saturday mornings right here for Saturday Morning Superstars of Wrestling. All of the greats from the past will be right here on Saturday mornings here on the Nation Network. Names like Rowdy Roddy Piper, Bruno Sammartino, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, the Magnificent Morocco, and many, many more. All the action right here on the Nation Network Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. What you gonna do when the legends of wrestling run wild on you? All right, fans, we are back here. More of the Legends of 605. Joining me here are members of the Horsemen, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, Arnett Anderson, and Tully Blanchard. And gentlemen, a lot going on right now.
Well, Tony, you want to talk about a lot going on? Let's talk about what's going on. We've got the Crockett Cup Tag Team Tournament just 2 weeks away, and you're looking at the gentlemen, and I'm using that term loosely, that are going to walk away with the whole shebang. The $1 million and the Crockett Cup will all be in possession of Tully Blanchard and Arnett Anderson, because we represent the greatest group in the history of this business. Now, let's talk about something else. Sting, you are the luckiest man walking the face of this earth right now. You're the World Heavyweight Champion. You got lucky. But I've said it before and I'll say it again. I may go down once or twice, but I get back up every time. And the Nature Boy Ric Flair is going to show you and everybody else around here what it means to be the man. Right now, you're carrying the belt, the championship that I made great. But real soon, the weight of that is going to break you down, pal. You are not world championship material. Trust me, I know. The schedule's starting to get to you already. I can see it in your eyes. The traveling, the hotel rooms, night after night with a bullseye on your back. Well, there's no bigger bullseye than the one on your back right now, and that's because some of the greatest sharpshooters in the world are the Horsemen. Trust me when I tell you, that title will not be yours for very long, because as everyone already knows, diamonds are forever, and so are the Four Horsemen. Woo!
And with that, we will send you back to the ring, ladies and gentlemen, for more Legends of 605.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, representing the Four Horsemen from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 275 pounds, the WCW United States Champion, the Total Package, Lex Luger.
Well, the Total Package, Lex Luger, United States Champion, making his way down here to the ring for some singles competition. We heard from him earlier tonight. No disqualification World Championship match against Sting at the Crockett Cup. And we just heard from the Nature Boy that the title is coming back to the Horsemen.
Well, imagine this picture a few weeks ago. It would have been all Four Horsemen holding gold, but right now there's only one, and that is the Total Package, Lex Luger.
It's a new day, yes it is.
All right, we are ready to kick this one off. Rocky King in the ring. Bell sounds, and here we go. Rocky King with the early on advantage as we see the Horsemen standing around ringside, and that's got to be a little disheartening if you're Rocky King.
Oh, no doubt about it, because, oh, look at this. He's going right for the submission. Working on the lower back of Rocky King is the total package Lex Luger.
Indeed, go for the Boston Crab, but the total package, we know what he's going to be looking to set up for, and that is the torture rack. Very few people can say they've ever survived that move.
Well, you might survive it once, but that's only if you're lucky, and I'm not sure you're even lucky, because who wants to deal with that a second time?
Oh, look at Rocky King, a little disrespect to the United States champion. The title, of course, not on the line here this morning. As the Horseman ringside looking on, Arn Anderson is up on the apron. Now, what is he doing?
Well, we can expect that there will be some level of confusion if the Horsemen are going to be allowed to be at ringside. That's kind of what their deal is. And right now, referee apparently has to do some work on the turnbuckle pad.
I can only imagine what happened there. A look of concern crosses the face of all the members of the Horsemen at ringside, as right now Rocky King really putting on a heck of a performance here for them. And now the total package Lex Luger coming right back up and just hurling Rocky King back into the corner. Off the ropes, Rocky King back out front, back body drop, down he goes. And drops that elbow with precision right to the chest of Rocky King.
Well, the total package Lex Luger did not become the United States champion by accident. He's held that title on a number of occasions now, and that is because he is often rising to the top, as he has done here recently.
Nice drop kick right there, though, by Rocky King to get himself back in. Goes for a quick cover on Luger. Doubt that'll be enough, and it wasn't.
Well, barely enough to get the one count, much less anything more than that.
Oh, look at Arn Anderson taking a swipe at Rocky King. Referee's going to have to keep an eye on this. You cannot allow outside interference. It's bad enough that they're down there. And look at Luger bailing out on the side of the Horseman, and Rocky King better get out of there quickly.
Rocky King does not want any part of the Horseman.
Drop kick, and Luger just hit the floor. And Rocky King is there, and he's surrounded by the Horsemen. This is a dangerous place for him to be right now.
Well, you see Tully Blanchard watching him very closely, as is Ric Flair and Arn Anderson. Thus far, nobody has actually put their hands on Rocky.
Rocky King going to work on the arm of the total package Lex Luger. That might have an effect on him and how much he can apply that torture rack. Luger now fighting his way out. Series of elbows right to the midsection. A big boot right upside the head. Luger beating the count back in. I don't think Rocky King will be so lucky. He does. Rocky King somehow managed to get back in.
He may have had a little bit of help there.
Oh, what a shot, and Luger is down. Once again, Arn Anderson going after that turnbuckle pad, trying to set it up for Luger to use. Fly cross body of leg over the top rope.
Wow, I'll tell you right now, this one is really coming off the rails.
We have seen Rocky King turn in career highlight reel performances in the past. Will this be another one to add? Luger busted open. Luger is bleeding.
He is hemorrhaging, and he is in really bad shape right now, is the United States champion.
Rocky King back in for the count of 8. Luger kicks him off, and oh, Luger's not going to be happy. Going for it. There's that torture rack, but the referee is busy right now with the turnbuckle pad.
Rocky King hammering away on the head and that open wound, and it gets him out of the torture rack, and the referee, of course, unable to call it because he had to address the turnbuckle pad that Arn Anderson released.
Rocky King, long way to go. Elbow drop finds a mark. This will be a massive upset. 1, 2, and he got him. Luger just barely kicking out.
How in the world was he able to kick out from that one? I have no idea, but Luger is a mess.
Back heel kick finding the mark, and the total package. Lex Luger right now comes right back with a shoulder block. Dropping the elbow. Oh, the total package not happy with the way things have been going. Now starting to fire it up. Small package rolls him up in the middle of the ring. Will that be enough for the win? He got 2, and just barely kicking out of that is Rocky King.
Oh, total package right now is stomping away on Rocky King.
Luger going for the boots in the midsection. Rocky King was ready for him, and now unloading. Flair just went for the ankle.
Well, the referee keeps on missing these moments that the Horsemen keep on getting involved here.
Tremendous uppercut in the total package. Lex Luger right now is in trouble. Rocky King coming across the ring, and Luger. I'm not sure if he got caught with that one or not.
Big power slam by the total package, and Lex Luger now is starting to get ready, and perhaps he is ready.
Rocky King up against the ropes. Luger has him. Belly to back suplex, drops him on the back of his neck. Rocky King going to get up, and Luger has him. The total package has him right there, the torture rack. Rocky King's going to give it up. Yes, indeed.
Well, I'll tell you, Lex Luger, he gets the win, but it was not quite the day at the office he was expecting. I don't think it was anyone's expectation, but look at Rocky King here tonight.
They may not have the greatest win-loss records all the time, but I'll tell you, if you're performing here on the Legends of 605 show, you have the ability to be a top performer. You have the ability to win the big matches, and they prove it week in and week out as Rocky King gave Lex Luger a beating.
Well, if you look at these two guys right now side by side and didn't see the match, good luck picking out the winner and the loser is all I'm going to say.
May not look like the victory, but Luger will get it at the end of the day. Sets him up right here with that belly-to-back suplex, and that really set the stage for this. And you see Rocky King give it up very quickly. The Horsemen are a unified unit here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and they head towards the Crockett Cup with momentum behind them. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
Here at Cracker Barrel, we value diversity, equity, and inclusion. That's why we are going one step further to ruin our brand. We are investing millions of dollars into replacing all of brown pegs in the peg game to bright, colorful pegs. Also, we're changing the rules. The white pegs are not allowed to move or jump anymore, leaving the colored pegs to do whatever they want. We call it Down with the Cracker. It's about being fair in an unfair world. Are you down with the cracker?
All right, fans, we are back ready for more action. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat here on the Legends of 605.
Making his way to the ring from Honolulu, Hawaii, weighing in at 235 pounds, Rick the Dragon Steamboat.
Well, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat has been indeed one of the top performers here. When we talk about the World Heavyweight Championship, you've got to have his name in the mix as well.
Well, we've already heard from the Horsemen earlier on tonight. Clearly, they have their vision for what the future of the World Heavyweight title is. And if you're Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, you might have something to say about that. His opponent, the Assassin, already in the ring, and here goes the bell. Action underway. Steamboat unloads, a nice hip toss takes him over. Steamboat going to work now early on. The Assassin back up to his feet here, and Steamboat comes over, caught him with that side kick.
He had that extra momentum of the slingshot effect coming over the ropes, and now Steamboat going to work on the back.
The Dragon now all the way to the top. Comes off with a big splash right down across the chest. That might be all she wrote. Hooks the leg. Steamboat go for the win. He got him, yes. A big win for Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Well, this is what we were talking about. It was only a matter of time, and
wait a minute. Muda from the Dungeon of Doom with a kendo stick. Are you kidding me? Fans will be back with more in just a moment.
Genes are passed down from
we
parents to
value
offspring,
diversity,
often
equity,
determined
and
in traits like
inclusion.
hair color,
That's why we are going one
personality,
step further to
and
ruin
even eye
our
color. My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has great genes.
Spice beef. Spice. Little excitement. Step into a Slim Jim. Little excitement. Step into a Slim Jim. Oh yeah.
Fans, we're back and wasting no time at all. Oh my goodness. This is our main event.
Michael PSA is just attacking Kerry Von Erich here ringside.
He just sent him crashing into those steps. The shoulder of the modern day warrior went straight into those steps, and I'll tell you, there's no love lost between these two.
Well, Kerry Von Erich, the former United States champion, and Michael PSA is playing a little bit of a role in the former part.
There is a deep history between these two men going all the way back to the Texas territory. Michael Hayes, since showing up here, has stated and made the claim that the only reason Von Erich is here is he was running from the Freebirds. And of course, as we are based here in Atlanta, Georgia, ladies and gentlemen, that is considered Freebird territory. And Michael Hayes and the Freebirds having a little bit of a problem with Kerry Von Erich being here. Irish whip to the ropes now, drop down, nicely done. Back out front, back elbow, finding the mark. Von Erich in trouble early on, and it really started from the opening bell.
Michael Hayes taking advantage during the entrance, attacking Kerry Von Erich, and now Von Erich coming up on a small package hole.
Von Erich applying a claw hold to the shoulder area, the trapezius. We know what happens when he puts the iron claw on. It normally means the end of the match for whoever the recipient is. Knee right to the head, and Michael P.S. Hayes takes that one. Swing and a miss. Atomic knee drop. Michael Hayes in control now as he sends Von Erich off the ropes and catches him with a hip toss.
Oh, Michael Hayes right now seems pretty happy with himself. The fact that he had to do what he did before the match ever started to gain this advantage, though, to me, will taint any victory he may achieve, and that's presuming he's able to.
Yeah, the modern-day Warrior, Kerry Von Erich, more than capable of battling back through adversities. We've seen it his entire career. Of course, he's a former world heavyweight champion as well. Anyone who can get a victory over the total pack, or I should say, over the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Hayes comes off that middle rope, and a crash landing, nobody home. Von Erich comes battling back. And now Kerry Von Erich pulling back on the chin, trying to get a submission. Irish whip, back out front, dropped down by Von Erich. Back body drop, and the referee almost got wiped out again.
I would highly suggest these officials do a better job of getting themselves out of the way.
Oh, there it is. The iron claw is applied. Michael Hayes in trouble. The referee is there to see if he wants to give it up.
He's calling for it again, and Michael Hayes may have survived it once, but I doubt he can do it again.
From the top rope now, the modern-day Warrior. Double axe handle to the head. Goes for the cover. Will that be enough for the victory? There's one, there's two, and he got no. And now Michael P.S. Hayes battling his way back into this one. Hayes with a running bulldog into the corner. Count is on, there's one, there's two, and the shoulder comes up.
Michael Hayes is still in control right now.
Oh, he drops him with that DDT. That's got to be lights out. Von Erich manages to get the shoulder up.
Well, the crowd here, the studios, loving the action right now, and the fact that Von Erich is still fighting back.
Michael Hayes went for it, and he slipped. He slipped coming off the top rope, and now Von Erich with a chance to take advantage. Here's that tornado punch, and down he goes. Count goes, there's one, there's elbows. Back and forth action, ladies and gentlemen. Michael Hayes with a corkscrew neckbreaker, and that takes him down. Kerry Von Erich going to have to figure out something quickly now.
Yeah, you don't want to give Michael Hayes too much momentum because he will turn that on you very quickly.
Devastating shoulder breaker right there, but Von Erich able to kick out. Michael Hayes not hooking the leg, made it a little bit easier for him. Von Erich now takes Michael Hayes down with that arm wrench. And there it is again. The claw hold is cinched on him deep. Michael P.S. Hayes being asked by the referee if he wants to give it up. He submits. Von Erich with a massive victory.
Yeah, but that arm still feeling the effects from early on in this one.
Fans, we want to thank you for joining us here on the Nation Network. For the Legends of 605, we'll see you again next week. So long, everyone.